Reserve time. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Invoker.
Radiant team pick.
Back to StarLadder Season 9, the China play. Only 4 teams remain, and from those 4, only 1. Or, sorry, 1. 2. Only 2 were at birth to Kiev. I'm LGD on the summit. Of course, I'm joined here today by my man, Winter himself. Your expert for all things Chinese and Southeast Asian Dota. Winter, how are you doing?
5 seconds.
I'm good.
Remaining.
Good. We've got our TriCast going today.
Reserve time.
Oh, really?
Bird. He's joining us on the cast.
I don't know, I tried another mic. It's supposed to block out the bird sound.
Effort. You need to work on it harder. No, it's good. I don't mind Bird at all. I think it adds some character to the cast. But, Winter, coming up, we've got best of 3 here. It's DK versus Newbee. The format for the playoffs is double elimination. So the loser is not actually eliminated, contrary to what I had said previously. But they are knocked down in the loser's bracket, and they've got a harder road if they want to make it to Kiev. So with that being said, the draft's underway. Let's go ahead, we'll hop into it, and we'll talk about what the teams are plotting here. So, well, we see DK on the Dire side, Newbee on the Radiant to start things off, and see how the draft progresses. But it was a first overall pick, Batrider. A hero has completely come back to prominence. I know you like to run him a lot for Orange. He fell off for a bit, but he's been really popular in Asia and pretty much every region, to be honest.
5 seconds remaining.
He's still really good now, apart from the fact that the ultimate is just a bit harder to use, but he's still the same hero like when he was first pick and first ban a few patches ago.
With your blink. Like, now you can't just blink near them, you've got to blink right on top of them.
The other thing is the vision. I think the vision nerf is actually hurting him more than the range of the lasso, because without vision you can't pinpoint the best point of initiation without his vision is like really bad when you're fireflying. It's really, you can't really see anything unless someone else on your team gives you vision to do it.
So, in reply to the Batrider, there are some ways to deal with him, and Nyx Assassin is certainly one of them. They'll have the Carapace to walk in Firefly when the initiation comes, and how they look to run it is, well, with the Invoker pick, this suggests an Ice Invoker. Would be surprised to see anything to the contrary. I also do want to mention, before we talk too much more about the draft, Burning is back in action, he's back in the captain's seat. We had brief stand-in period from Black, but Black no longer with the team, at least not for this game. I don't know how healthy Burning is. I guess that'll be a question we'll see sort of over the course of the series, but if he's playing, I imagine he feels he gives his team a better chance to win.
To captain the team. No wonder the drafts feel weird, a little weird from the start. Doom ban and
draft to maybe a little bit less of a mushy draft.
And he picked the Nyx right away. He wants to use the Nyx against the bat. He will only work in the early like 20 to 25 minutes until the part there before the bat gets his BKB, or the bat can just initiate without using Firefly, so he can't carapace him. But usually you have the Firefly on.
Up it later on if you want to.
Yeah, but usually you have the Firefly on to just bypass the Terran and just find your best angle. But BKB is just a very important item for him now.
Was the reply from Newbee, so they go for a support that hasn't really been a high priority, to be totally honest. The 2 big ones got banned in the first stage, that's Shadow Shaman, Ancient Apparition. Lycan also hit the ban, and in the second stage, the one ban that I find quite interesting, this Wisp ban. Something DK has run once in a while. It's always just the threat of the tiny Wisp. It became their go-to strat for a little while at MLG Columbus. We saw it after that. later on. I believe we saw it in the WPC Ace Finals. It's something that they'll turn to in big matches, and just a kind of a way that was tiny, and before that you thought the draft was solid, suddenly you don't have answer for the relocate, and the draft just falls apart. So, Newbee, I feel like, just play it very safe with that Wisp ban.
Good here for DK if they get it. There's a Nyx to find a pick-off and Invoker soundtrack to combine with the relocate. So banning out the Wisp here is really good. Like, it even counters the Batrider to a certain extent.
So that'll be Ice here. This does put Nyx.
No,
it could be the Mushi mid.
Yeah, it's actually, I think Mushi will be on the center, yeah.
Is it possible? Mushi, sorry, you're thinking solo mid? Or offlane center for Mushi?
Offlane like the one he did the other day.
10 seconds.
Okay, what am I talking about? Yeah, they did this before too, so... Offlane Mushi Centaur, they won that game, but the game started awfully. This was the game in the group stage. It was actually against Newbee. No, it was against LGD. It was against LGD, but... For Mushi, they had Ice on his Invoker. They were down like 10, 12k gold, and they came back.
How can you forget that game? It was the double damage.
I didn't forget the game. I just mixed the names up. Jeez, man. Why do you hate? I like this pick against Nyx and Centaur. This Centaur blinking, you're quick, you just lift him, throw him back. And the same, because that stop does have a cast animation. And same for the Nyx, when he comes in, you could just lift him, throw him away. So, one of the better supports against Nyx and Centaur in general.
Very greedy, Rubik and Visage early on. Both needs a lot of levels and a lot of, maybe not so much of a farm, but yeah, they need a lot of levels and they can't really protect your other lanes early on. They can do a early smoke gang, but if your other lanes are under pressure, they are not the best heroes to sit down and guard the other heroes.
It's a Weaver against Rubik, something that usually in the past has gone the opposite way. Like when you go Weaver, you normally ban the Rubik, but they see Rubik and they say we don't care. Sure, you've got Rubik for the lift, but if we give Burning a good start, he's just not going to die anyway. I guess that's the thinking.
Yeah, and Weaver, I feel it's one of those heroes. If they want to go around the map killing with the Centaur and the Invoker, the Weaver is the type of carry that you don't need to babysit and you don't need to take care of him. He's grown up after a few items and he can take care of himself.
Like, he's not like the Gyrocopter or the Shadow Fiend where they're still a baby for a prolonged period of time. You know, it takes them all hatch and grow their wings and be at reachable maturity. Weaver, he's a quick one to grow. Like insect. Most insects take like what, a day before they're ready to start having children. So they'll ban out the Morphling here. Something that occasionally we have seen as anti-mage quite a bit as well. At least there was 1 or 2 games I remember where they went to it. Not sure if they do it this game, but they'll ban up the Morphling.
They need a bug squasher, there's a cockroach, and then there's the Nyx. I think they are of the same family. They need some carry that can lock these 2 heroes down.
Exterminator.
Newbee is gonna call for some blinking exterminator.
Have in mind there.
Image could be the one that to do the job. What else is in the pool for? I feel like Gyro might be a bit risky since he's not mobile enough against the Centaur, Nyx and the Weaver. Maybe something more like an anti-mage which is more mobile. You can deal with the Weaver.
Oh, in lane against Centaur, he does pretty well. Sure, you have to worry about return harass. But then it's just differently you were threatened, so at that point you just kind of ignore him and slap it.
Anti-mage is also really good against Invoker in the later part. So that carry could be something Newbee looks forward to. I don't think there's any other carries.
DK.
Oh, Chen?
The Lamb Chen? Interesting. Not DK a team that will run, but only very occasionally. For them, junglers are quite situational.
It's gonna be I feel very passive early game because like Chen and the Nyx, it's very difficult to... You can do it, but you need the appropriate creeps and Nyx is not the best support to do it. And it's gonna be like very greedy by DK as well. 2 of these supports take some time, and Chen is like more of 5 manning against them when he gets like the mech and 2 or 3 creeps.
Also, in terms of this draft, my biggest point of concern right now for Newbee is the Dragon Knight. Because Dragon Knight mid against Ice Smoker is gonna get absolutely crushed.
10 seconds.
Sends over a creep for the first 2 minutes, he's done.
5 seconds.
Very independent carries. They're strong, independent. they don't actually need help for the Invoker or the Weaver.
Is this the bug squasher?
It takes a while. I don't know about this pick.
He doesn't have any natural stuff to kill off the mobile heroes. He just needs like time to get his radiance, and he'll be able to chase. He's gonna be good at chasing them down. But yeah, like you said, he needs a lot of time to come aligned. They're gonna.
Very bottom, he's been pulled in Observer, just wants to look to block the camp, and we'll have to see if these sentries that Newbee have are going to be effective. One with Chow 8, and they're actually sending only one bottom with King J, so it's quite possible they'll miss on the D ward here. But we'll talk more about that in just a second. We'll introduce the teams now. I will take over Newbee, I'll lead, and Singaporean and Witcher. Chow 8!
Thank you.
Right, as well. He left his shaky fist, but now, how? What is that supposed to be? King A playing the Vici. He has transitioned to a support role, and that leaves Mu as your solo mid Dragon Knight. Just pull 2 tangos and rushing a bottle. So, Winter, it's the boys in red, TDK.
Examination. We have Team DK on the Dire side, MMI will be on the Nyx. Blam will be handling the Chen, Ice on his signature Invoker, Burning will be playing the safe lane Weaver, and Mushi is going off lane on the Centaur.
Playing safely, we're going to achieve.
Battle begins.
Why just denied a regen run that he could have just picked up?
Quite safe for him to pick that up, considering
that
Chen.
What's the Chen gonna do?
Yeah, maybe he was worried that the Weaver was invis next to the DD, so he just like breaks it instead.
That would be the one way he could die, but generally the carry's gonna be in the lane blocking the wave, so...
Yeah, he's not taking any risks, he's the director. Safe.
He relies on his safe early game, and then later on he'll just take the clutch plays, but... Yeah, this mid lane is my biggest concern for Newbee. Ice Invoker has the better creep block, and it's just a bad matchup, and he's going Exhort Invoker, so it should be a very easy time for him. The question is, can Newbee get the trade for?
Looking at the other lanes, I feel the Spectre safe lane will be pretty good. He's going to be free farming. The Centaur can't do too much to him. He's not the off lane that can disrupt the Spectre's farm. And they will have the Bat Rider getting towards the jungle later on, after maybe a few minutes in the lane. He can even like go... He can even maybe stay in the lane for quite some time, considering this lane is actually not that dangerous to him. Until...
Oh, sorry. What?
They reach another few levels. They're actually gonna try and kill him. He still has Firefly.
Fair, but Firefly north. And they'll actually let it go. It's only a low one, so no... Good job, put just yet. Interesting TK, 2 things I've... And 2 things block their own big camp. So this is where Chow 8 can do the side pull. And maybe the Chen is almost designed as a semi-counter, but a... Planer. You don't need this camp, you don't need a double pull, because you've only got one support pull, you'll just stick this one. And if he goes to contest that, he's missing the lane experience, and then Lamb gets a ton out of the wood. Feels like it may not be quite as effective, although it still will be effective as it normally is.
Yeah, but having the Chen, I feel that the other reason is being that Newbee needs, like I mentioned, the Rubik and Visage needs to take a lot of levels, and they can't really jungle efficiently, so if you pick a jungler of your own that can jungle and do something later on, it's gonna be pulling your team ahead in terms of XP.
Walks in, I'll steal just a few creeps, but already majority of them were claimed by MFY. And well, and that's where you run the offlane Centaur, not as good at finding experience in the offlane as a hero like the Batrider, so even though the 10 helps counterbalance, overall it's a pretty even start. I am found an illusion, so his jungle game is just very swift up to this stage.
There's not much rotations that he can make this early on, considering the lanes his team has. But when he reaches the point where he has his mech, that's going to be a very strong point. Double Forge Spirits, 2 or 3 crits from the Chen, and a mech.
Quite well. He was the bottle, and he hasn't taken too much harassment. Still sitting on one of his pool tangos, has the boots out. The bottle is going back to base, so I mean he's doing his job. But this is where Ice looks to punish him. Nice Dragon Tail there. Will help keep him safe, but as hard as I expected he would. Moo's just playing very intelligently and not taking too many risks in the lane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Wait, hopefully towards his side. Oh, okay. He actually took a risk there. He could have got lifted.
Rubik has 290 move speed, just a little bit too slow for the boot centaur. I think he was like 10 units out of range or something.
Yeah, he almost got the lift off. Might have been his death there. They're gonna smoke towards me though, here. Level 2 on the Visage, level 2 as well on the Rubik. Oh, this is gonna be... They need to execute this really well.
Applies pressure at top. Your Spectre not yet level 6. That Rider will return to the lane. Gotta be careful about Carapace into Impale. It's not level 2 Impale. She doesn't have the best creeps though, so probably not gonna get this kill, and the smoke will go top. Fight into this? I don't know if they want to fight into this DK army.
Maybe if the Dragon Knight has a teleport, maybe
Very
they can,
risky.
if someone else can come in. There's no Horns and there's no TP on the Dragon Knight, so...
Either, so nothing, no way contest really. Now this gives Mushi more in the offlane, although he doesn't realize it, but he will soon. These supports are about to show themselves out.
I don't know about this. I thought they could have just still tried me though. I thought there was a better chance of them succeeding there, but very well.
You catch him? He's dead. He's not getting away from that.
I thought like the chances of them getting the kill was in middle, but probably they were just more worried of the tower taking a lot of damage or even potentially going down. That's why they just rotated to top.
With going slices, he's burnt teams before. I think actually in that same game against LGD, they dove him in and he ended up well executed Cold Snap and Sunshine under tower, so teams are... that's almost respect to Ice, I want to say, just like, we don't want to risk it.
I think the one point where maybe it drove them to ditch the idea of ganking me was because the Dragon Knight hasn't have level 6. It's gonna be hard. They need the Dragon Knight to have a stun on the Invoker first before the Rubik follows up, since he's very slow and no boots on the Rubik.
Behind because of that failed gank. Level 2 on both of them, level 3 Nyx, level 5 Chen. This is a concern.
Both of them need a lot of levels, and here comes to the point where the Chen is going to make a huge difference now. And after seeing the supports at bottom, I think he was just going to go back towards top to finish the tower. Since the
Not gonna stop it. Not by himself.
he might. Well, he might.
He misses. Was anticipating Xiaowei would go into the ravine, but even if that clipped him, I don't think he was gonna die.
But he was at a very safe spot. Like,
look at that desolate damage! Hits so hard! Even the stock thrown out, it's not enough. He relocates forward. First blood to Hao. Wow. Desolate just chews through the centaur.
only level 1, but it was already enough damage.
Value point to have 20 pure damage. It's a lot.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah,
Really adds
they're
up.
gonna have a trade by taking the top tower. It will depend whether Xiaowei is gonna be able to, or he's gonna try and forcefully defend this.
Level 6, then they have to let this deny go through, it looks like.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they can risk it. The Weaver doesn't have time lapse.
For the tower to a Dragon Breath and a tail. Very
Maybe
risky.
they risk. Oh no, but
I mean, he's been sick, he's gotten caught. The breathe fire mana though.
oh,
Living. Oh my goodness. That poison breath not fatal, but the tower will be denied. They did force the TP out. With it, just farms mid, he's going for the Midas, but generally when you leave the lane against Exort Invoker, he does some damage to the tower, but he didn't have the creep equilibrium where it needed it to actually damage the tower.
he has 2 Forge Spirits. He can't really deal as much damage to a tower as people would think. I think, yeah, he's still level 7 and his Midas will be coming in the next minute or so, but he's not actually as farm as I thought he would be. The Dragon Knight left the lane, but he's like only 5 CS behind the Invoker.
Traditionally, we see Exort Invokers just dominate. I've seen Ice get solo kills against Dragon Knight, but Mu has played it a little safer, and he knows what to do. Like, he didn't panic early on. He turned around, Dragon tailed him, and then walked away. And there's nothing Ice could do.
The reason I feel was because like the ward they played. Remember the offlane ward for DK was in this area, this position here. He didn't really spot out the support rotations a lot of the times. So I thought, oh no.
here.
He should be dead.
They start with a double edge into a Sunstrike and it just nails him, raining down the Hellfire. They'll bring him down. Well done.
There's no way he could have stomped him. Like, he needed to, because it takes too long to cast against a Rubik and can just lift you. So the double edge was the best option you have there.
Not having seen a Sunstrike yet, just wasn't ready. Exort Invoker stood out here we see a whole lot of, and seems like Newbee weren't quite prepared for it in that case.
And Burning has rotated all the way to bottom to pressure the Spectre's lane. They don't want the Spectre to be free farming too much here.
Fun. Now this is where Burning will get free farm though, if he wants. Level 6, and he'll rotate bottom, but he can still get a lot of farm into the sector, so... They get the Rubik some farm top. This is the stage... This is Meatballs, yeah. This is possible.
This point I feel it's a bit more dangerous for Newbee. They do not have sentries and the supports are really poor. The Nyx is already level 6. He's a decent level 6. Maybe he's gonna be looking to TP into other lanes to get something done pretty soon. Since
that's our level 6. It's very
instant death to anyone, I think. No one can survive that if they got caught alone.
There are some ways to counter gank. Dragonite with the TP, very scary.
Bottom lane.
Something Jack just made for a kill. Can I want to? Push come through. Haunt turnaround is attempted to get a dragon kill from Bernie, but he's still got time at the last one. Letting him down.
Sunstrike.
Right? Oh, cut off the mark.
He didn't expect him to TP at that moment, but yeah. But King J was like, he was really calm there. He could have TP'd right from the start, but he knew his team was coming and he just continued staying there so that the Weaver would go on him, and in the end Burning got caught because of that.
They'll pull the creep back off the tower, continue pushing, and we'll see Spectre. That's space wrong. So test the did not prepare to roll on the damage. Now Cold Snap, and the force comes for the ambush. Tower not denied. DK we'll give the ending now. Close to our move, RB quite on this limit tonight. Worth too shabby from that. Spectre's good farm. But Newbee are starting to lose ground now. The tier 1's down top, the tier 1's down mid, and this is where tier 1 bottom, and then they just and left. Even though here, it's pretty easy to have the fight.
He's gonna try a Sunstrike. Oh, what happened? Why is the Sunstrike? Okay, I think he didn't notice that he didn't realize Invoker didn't have Sunstrike cooldown on the Invoke. Otherwise, that would have been a kill.
Yeah, just like full snap, fortunately.
A wasted opportunity, but the Bat Rider is gonna get his Blink Dagger fairly soon. And when he has his Blink, that's gonna be really scary for DK. Initiation by Newbee is gonna be like a Blink Dazzle into the Haunt. It's very powerful.
Of God, Time Lapse, and Nick, so I don't think it's...
If you're fighting together, yeah.
Global help, like the Centaur, the Lasso isn't always enough lockdown. And there's the Hand of God, so it definitely can be enough. It just depends if Newbee have some follow-up stunts along with the Lasso.
It's a stronger 5-man lineup, and Newbee just wants to farm more at the moment and speed push. They still need level 6 on the Visage, that's the key thing they need right now. The Rubik already has his level 6, he's gonna be able to steal the Stampede and counter it.
The supports are a little bit behind here for Newbee. Their cores are doing well, but they've got a level 5 Visage, a Spectre who just hit level 6 in bottom lane. Ice, looking for a time. Now works toward... I imagine the Necrobook, actually. When you've got the Chen, it's just such a good synergy. It could be a 4-step.
I think he wants to get his team's first 4-star against the Rubik and the Bat Rider. That's going to be very important for them. But you might be right as well. There's a good chance also he gets a Necrobook. It's very strong with his team's lineup.
And they do have the really good Roche positioning now.
Top lane.
We'll see.
Mushi's gonna wait. Oh, the Spectre unfortunately decides not to go out of the lane.
Again. So it's like, don't know, I'm missing something. Yeah, 4 heroes mid. Newbee they're playing scared. Look at their vision right now. What can they do? They just can't really cross that line.
Yeah.
without smoking.
Very good lineup to take it like later in the point of the game. So I feel
You know,
they're still alright.
man, just let's turtle it out now. We given up the early game a little bit. Now we just outplay them in the mid of the late game. We get the better pickups. We just take it late. That's what.
Top lane.
Oh, it's up lane. They bought in here with the Centaur ult. No, just a Lincoln.
Wow,
But
did he miss the
very
Impale?
survivable.
I think he missed the
Radiant's
Impale.
bottom tower is under attack.
I think he did. They're like stump, but they're going bottom now. I sucks. He could get caught out here
he's
by the
screwed.
smoke.
I think he should be screwed. Where's the Bat Rider?
It's nothing to do but die here. And he might just be okay with it. He's pushing the tower down, but yeah, walks right into the Dreamer.
Tower is under attack.
That's what well they need. They might need Force Strike. Still have to go to pretty low and dodge it. And now clean up some Force Spirits too.
So really smart by my newbie. The sentry ward saw observer ward, that's why they knew that Ice thought he was safe, and they didn't deward the ward, because they just went for the kill right away. Ice was like, okay, I see nobody coming for me, but
Sure, he dies, and he bought his Necro recipe before dying, and he is giving this week some space. Burning now. Well, not farming great, but farming pretty decently. No. Yeah.
to wait for sunstrike. They need to wait.
They're
for
not killing
sunstrike.
Moo. That's not hang.
Yeah, this guy's too tank.
1300. Good luck.
Burning's lane right now. He's fairly weak. A lasso and he's dead.
Stun from the familiars. Don't pull him away from them. 1, 2. Soul Assumption. Well done. Oh, there was a second there where I checked. Explain him away from me, but you have them. Then they get easy though.
Yeah, he
I mean, not doing that like omniscient game sense that we've seen from him normally. He's been getting caught out overextending a little bit this game, so maybe he's still feeling the effects of his illness.
got caught out by those Bat Rider back gangs, and the map itself was like, the lanes are, there's no heroes at bottom and there's no heroes at middle, so there was a good chance that Newbee were going for the top kill since he's pushing way past the river, but...
I was similar. I mean, more Venom and so what?
That one was a bit of like, because the ward saw nothing, that's why he was there, because of that.
This is a Xiaowei team. They are going to use smoke a lot in the game, so can't rely on your wards too much.
Are they going for Rosh? Yeah, they're gonna go for the Roshan right now.
A max summon strat, basically. Necro comes out. On here. Lasso still cooling down for 30 seconds. Familiars.
Unless they know though, they need to figure out. I think they will go without vision. They will see burning outside the pit. Oh, one of the familiars.
We're gonna be oh no, not good. Oh, this is over.
He still has the ultimate. He still has his resummon.
Can't even be there in time. This road is gone, and they're just gonna have to give it up.
Fallen to the dire.
They go for him. Maybe he can get out.
Yes, Spectre.
Newbee got good trades before that happened. Got kills on each core. They killed Burning. They killed Ice. Sure, they give up the Roche now, but getting the what they could get out. They need, but here. Then, as he came really good rush. Part of how Newbee could walk anyway.
Right before the Radiant Spectre, and the lead that DK has now is I don't think it's huge at all. They are leading by 4k gold. It's because of 1 Roshan and 3 towers ahead. Creeps wise, everything is about the same.
A Dragonite who doesn't have BKB, that's a core item, and it's not too far off. They'll use Dragons here to clean up some spirits, but yeah, like they'll literally give up ground, and then they just like core. And that's
Bat Rider.
Impale, it's strike, just overextends bottom. That's the kind of kills they don't want to be giving up. Give up the tower, that's okay, but the kills they can't afford.
Yeah, he was just trying. I don't think he should have like tried even to defend the tower. There's no way he could have defended the tower, but he wanted to buy as much time for his team as possible, try to slow down the tower push, but paid with his life with the carapace.
Low low reward, high risk kind of play. Like, even if we weren't going to get a tower in exchange,
Yeah.
which were like here and here, and
Maybe if he firefly towards the tree line, towards the bottom side of the map, it'll be much safer that way. But yeah.
The end of the world for Newbee, but that's where DK, now all of a sudden they take a tower and they get a kill and they're up to like 7, 8k. And now they'll go mid lane. There's a sentry ward here. I say still no points in Wex. I guess he figures if he gets stunned, he's dead anyway, so why bother with Ghost Walk?
It's still deafening buzz. Oh no, he might get caught out here.
So a perfect jump from LA into the Impale. The Dragon Tail's there as well, and there's just nowhere to go. But back to the well. And DK will just start split pushing. Birdie will push in the top lane. MMY is going to come in reserve. If anyone TPs to defend this tower, they're dead. There's a Radiant sentry here. No Observer to give... Oh, actually, they just have the vision for the creeps. They've seen MMY. They know he's top. They know the... But immediately Smack plays for DK. Just stalling while they go in top. They found how... They even saw the Nyx. I saw them paint it out. That's the bit. This one is a...
Oh no, Flame was on cooldown still. Yeah, I think they saw the NA, but maybe they didn't know the NA had a blink, that's why.
Yeah, here's another choice. What do you think I can run away with Nyx saying?
That will most likely...
That's one candidate.
Like, okay, not that far, but he still needs some time.
Instead of being like 3,200 gold, it's 2,900, and that's almost 1k off, just from the relic.
Yeah, he needs it as soon as possible for them to at least to be able to fight. Burning has his Lincolns now, not that quick of a deal, considering that his team is like 5 towers ahead.
It's just the deaths that slowed him down.
Been really far ahead if he didn't get caught out like the two times.
As well. So we haven't been totally on an island lane, but yeah. It's not Torment, that for sure.
Tier 2 tower outside of the map. And for every tower they give up, they need to be able to get the Spectre closer to the Radiance.
To come down to the timing crunch.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
On site.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
How here?
He's too tanky for the Nyx. No,
Strike?
I don't think so. Unless Mushi was there as well, then probably they can.
Sunstrike though, that's almost 500 damage pure as well. That's half his health, but he'll be a bit short, even so.
Oh, do they see him?
Lasso MOI pulls him back, but there's no backup here. Now the familiars come. He gets off the Carapace though, and that could be the death. No wait, double familiar stun coming through. The Sunstrikes as well. It doesn't connect. They get the first kill in the Nyx, and now the chase is on your Rubik. He's stolen Sakuchi. He's Lasso, so not the biggest lesson on the front side. Comes with a KB pop. Oh, he won't continue. They get it 1-1. Just stalling, I guess, mainly while the Aegis is still up.
Yeah, the Spectre is 4.2k now. He needs another like 1k for his Radiance.
Because now DK, they're low, they're out of mana, they use Hand of God, the mech's on cooldown. They probably won't push with the Sages.
Is it running out soon?
It's almost gone.
Did they change the clock?
Valve has not entered the 21st century yet, but we have these things called digital clocks, which would be nice to have in the pit. I guess the feeling is it's not as aesthetically pleasing.
I said the clock wasn't like this before. But
it always
never
is.
mind. Maybe
Invisibility.
It's winter, so when it gets 3, it's the 6 minutes.
expires when it's here. But why it expired? Now it changed to this side.
Clock's bugged. Mine is right at the 9 PM mark now.
Okay.
Or did you forget how to read a clock in your absence, Winter?
Yeah, you need to teach me.
Need some lessons? I offer them free of charge, my friend. I won't even charge you. For you you get a deal.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You know,
How to read clocks.
in Malaysia we call that brother price.
That's awesome.
Free of charge, brother price. Okay, I'll make sure I take that lesson when I see you the next time.
Then you'll have your lessons. No, I won't be on spot like that.
Okay, soon. I'm coming soon.
Fuck off for now. That's such a Valve statement. Yeah, coming soon, guys. 3 years later, free to play. How cruel would it be if they delayed the release tomorrow?
Won't, don't worry.
Pretty bad. They can't now. They've flown in Dendy. Twitch has leaked the whole thing, so they gotta go through with it. Like a viewing party, or watch it on Twitch, or...
Cinema's catching some newly released movie. Not free to
Free to play. Oh. Your priorities.
I thought we already watched it.
No release. Don't you want to be part of history?
Is it going to be like additional parts?
From what I've heard, it hasn't changed much from the one for the TI, but it could be wrong.
Maybe there's some parts where it's different, but I guess the most of the part will be the same. And here comes the Radiance finally at 24 minutes.
It's been a slow game. 10 kills in 24 minutes. Score 6-4. DK with a 14k gold lead, a 7.5k experience lead. But Newbee, the kind of lineup that win one fight, suddenly the game turns. So DK, they know they have to be careful about this.
It's like all from the towers alone. If they lose one fight, they will lose the map control and the money will go back towards Newbee. And the
towers to 0.
Yeah, 3 centaurs on the Chen now. This is gonna be like, I think one of the best creeps he will be able to use for this fight.
Here, so...
These centaurs in. That'd be cool.
Force your own centaur, then switch to it and stop?
Yeah, Chuan did it. I can't remember on which competitive game. He did it once before. And some other player, there were players doing it a few times. Aoi 2000 as well.
That reaction is like, take your hands off the keyboard and be like, yeah, I'm awesome at Dota. Centaur's a hand of God and a mech to use as well.
And you need to like send back someone in danger.
Exactly. We'll see. There's a smoke here from Newbee, and they're moving through. Of course, not spotted by DK.
Mushi seems like he's in a very precarious position.
Oh, he's not dying. Not without all 4.
I think he will still die if there's like 3 or 4 him.
He's 2, but the smoke's over now anyway.
But even if those 2, there's always the Horn with the Radiance. I still think there's a good chance he'll die if they want to come.
Do that? Mushi is just like, I guess he doesn't have a deck, but in theory it's like, hey, they is hot just because of Centaur. Buy back, come in.
GG.
Look at Roche instead. This is the safe way to get a lead.
And Burning has... Okay, this is very well timed. He has Desolator, they have Aegis, they have a Pipe, they have a Mech, they have 3 Centaurs, Necrobook 3. Everything is done. They're gonna push soon.
Prepared. They got the full menagerie here. Summons obey them in the critical hour.
There's one more thing they might want to... Okay, Chen is stuck on a cliff. There's one more thing maybe they might want to do before maybe get a pick off, but I still think they can just go in without a pick off. What is the Chen doing there? Okay, he's waiting for his 4-star. Okay, he's waiting for his 4-star. He didn't want to use a ward to check.
You don't want to place an observer ward here when you've got 6 towers up. That's just bizarre.
Yeah, you want it to be like this one.
See where you're drawing.
It's off the Radiant base.
There you go. These old eyes, Winter. I need glasses.
You're not even the one with glasses, man. I'm the one with glasses.
Oh, look at that teamwork. They're gonna steal a Sakuchi here for banana.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Good. Yeah, I guess he fade bolted and
he fade bolted.
Okay. No teamwork then. Just the Rubik. He's a one-man team.
The Familiars is gonna push out the top, but the towers are just too healthy. They're not gonna be able to get anything done here. Maybe
Need a Familiar as the bait, and you don't want to like waste your respawn.
I feel it's okay for them to have it outside because they need something to be going on the top and bottom lanes while DK is pushing S5 here. Yes,
If they really need them, they can resummon them, but it's just very risky if they die at that point. No Familiars for 2.5 minutes.
at least the Visage is farming with it and pushing out the lanes, so dealing a bit of damage to the towers.
Pressure goes up on Burning, got everything they want, including Pipe. They'll pop it now, safety first for DK. They'll go in for the stun, but Moo, he gets stunned up, Centaur stun number 1, 2, 3, but he gets 4-step back out. He's still got BKB. He's actually gonna live. Oh, that 4-step saved him. Now they last no Burning. Pull him in. He does have an 8. BKB gets popped. Now Moo. His opportunity Burning will then stun. I think he came off cooldown. But he's flaming. He's on the and he's gonna do it, but he finally no health touch again! Burning, no! No! What was he thinking? Oh, the unfortunate timing from Burning, a triple kill to the Spectre, and DK might have just thrown this game, Winter. Buyback time-lapse in, and had no health. I'm here now.
That fight was because of like, the force staff. After the force staff, they needed to back right away, but they still wanted to go, and it was because of the lasso. In that, when you overextend against a Batrider, the fight is over. One person has to die.
What we meant, we say Newbee is the kind of lineup that will defend high ground very well.
Yeah, you think about like DK has everything: Aegis, Pipe, Necrobook, Chen with all here. Nah, they have everything.
So.
And they still, when they overextend, they still get punished against the Batrider lasso.
Be unlucky though. If he had, I don't know, just died a little bit faster. If he had died faster, he would have come back with one.
I still felt that the fight is still already lost. I don't think he could have done much.
Team would have been in a compromising position, like all up on the tower and not really. Which is like
in so deep against like Dispersion, the Visage will be specking soul assumptions left and right, and not to mention there's a Firefly there too. It was a really hard spot for them to battle.
He's not gonna see like under him. That was a costly die deck though. All of a sudden, you're Reaver Gold. Very close to completed heart.
He already bought the Reaver. He feels so confident that he doesn't even need the buyback for the next fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
DK, what do you think their chances are as this goes later and later? Do they have any chance late game, or are they just they have to win with like their next push?
Very slim, but they still have a chance because Invoker can get a Hex, and they still can kill the Spectre if they coordinate things right. But it's gonna be very hard. After the Batrider has BKB, it's gonna be very hard. That's the next most important item for a newbie. Means that Batrider's initiations cannot be stopped. Oh, here comes the Stampede.
Carl gets popped, and they all just go flying back.
Yeah, they're
very tentative now. They're fearful of this LGD or Newbee initiation.
Yeah, not to mention the Rubik that stole Stampede the last fight also made a huge difference.
Oh, it almost kept him alive that first time after the Aegis pop, but now your Shadow Blade comes out. Dragon Knight only level 13. He is a bit under-leveled here, but need the Frost Dragon that badly, to be honest. Not very useful against Weaver. All they really need
is
they
see the Nyx. He's dead.
And so MMY caught out of position. Something stolen from him now by the Rubik. Gets an impale. They'll have some extra stuns for the next fight. And he'll just... This is looking worse and worse for DK, just in terms of... just going off on their own, getting kicked off. I guess at this point they'll just wait for the next Roche, but that's gonna be at least 2 minutes, maybe 5.
Slam a Cheese and Aegis, but it feels like the fight, even with the Cheese and Aegis, they're still gonna be pushed to the extent to win the fight. It's very hard for them to win the fight already now.
Next Roche, I don't think. If they want to contest it, they're almost ready to. There's a Blink Force Jam on Xiao. Spectre's godly farmed already with a heart at 32 minutes.
Regeneration.
His drums, he's ready to do work.
He won ultimate, and I think the Chen and the Nyx is just okay. Maybe the Nyx will be able to last a little bit longer than the Chen.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe not. But yeah.
It will last, and what they want to be thinking about is how long they can until they can break Newbee's face. But that seems very ambitious at this stage of the game.
Yeah, but the next fight, once the Bat Rider lassos someone, Lamb has. I feel he like needs a blink dagger to make sure that every time the Bat Rider lassos someone, he is there to send him back. Otherwise, the fight would have been over.
Blink in for the send back.
To get a blink dagger, so he's able to make sure that the guy is gonna be sent back.
There's no Spectre buyback right now, and
does he even need
if they win a fight,
does he need it?
If he does die somehow, then there's no Spectre for a long, long time. But he's gonna have it soon.
How is he gonna die at the moment? It's like so hard.
So the gem, force snap and then lateral back. They broke Lincoln. They bring him right into the familiars, and Bernie just gets ripped down with these. Meanwhile, the haunt.
Oh no.
On the backline heroes could have done for them, but play safe. Haunt, but I don't know if they
don't even need the horn anymore now since burning is down. They're just free to take this tower. Okay, this is the time where one by one all the towers are gonna fall and Newbee's gonna take a huge advantage over the game.
Stop, and immediately the follow-up impale from the Rubik. Namushi on the back foot. Your Rubik is still in a hoof stop. He wants to drop it, but just in the nick of time will be able to retreat out. Now let also in the run. And so the back Mushi, they keep him alive. And Newbee take the tower. In the form of Mush Dragon Knight. Go back just for a few moments. And good news for DK, Roche respawns very early. Almost as early as possible, so they might just be able to sneak this. Seconds too early.
Oh no. That's very unfortunate.
Just send a forward spirit in here. Though now the familiars come. Newbee are also playing Discipline Dota. Them, not yet.
And the horn is coming off cooldown soon, 40 seconds. It's gonna be up if they try to do the rush soon.
Break. Shall we? This really, it feels like the old LGD in terms of their playstyle. I'm sure they've got a lot of TongFu players, but doesn't it just have that, like, Shall Wait is the captain kind of feel to it with her?
Yeah, it does. I told you the other day when I was watching them play. It doesn't feel like Newbee, it feels like LGD.
We saw some of the limitations of LGD style in the past, but we're seeing some of the distant benefits of, you know, they've only been together as a team for a few weeks, maybe a month, and already they are like a well-oiled machine.
It's like LGD style, but with much more aggressive players with Mu and Hao.
They'll just to kill off a friggin' Necrobook here. Why not? They feel like they don't need it on the sides, though. Come the initiation from MMY. They do instantly for wait. No back right to the last one to start this fight off. And he comes charging in. They have stolen something here. It is going to be just a hook up. They're missing as well. And they start to focus this back. He's getting chain stun. Can they bring him down? I think they will. Too much stun. They do it, but it almost cost them lands. There's no indication that DK. What a bend but don't break moment for them. They turn that one right around, and now this could be Roach.
Yeah, I think this is the Roshan they can't contest. They can buy back the Spectre, but it's no points at the moment.
It's where most teams wouldn't want to play here like Bat Rider, but DK definitely goes flying in right at him.
Yeah, he made a mistake posting at that position when the Ursa scouted him.
Like Dragon Knight starts the fights. He's much tankier, he's got BKB.
But they are going with when Xiaowei doesn't have a BKB yet. I think, like I said before, BKB is the item they must have for the fight on a Bat Rider.
Although, despite the death, Spectre up to 2100 gold. He continues to farm, but we've seen he's mortal. If they're able to focus him, they can bring him down. And Xiaowei might actually die again. They're not going to go for it.
Try with the Sunstrike and Stampede, but yeah, I don't think they can kill him with only the Nyx. He's almost, you almost have his BKB soon. They really need the BKB. I don't think they should take any more fights without the Bat Rider having his BKB yet. Unless DK makes a mistake, positional mistake, someone gets caught out of position.
Joining us, it's only game one best of 3. Loser, not eliminated, but will drop down. Round 1. The winner moves on to play IG, who just got done 2-0ing LGD in very today. So the winner of that WinRec finals, they're in Tokyo. They're going to qualify for the LAN finals. So you win 2 best of 3s from the start, and you're in.
Yeah, well, I was watching that game. Ferrari was like he played really well on the second game.
What was it, like a 30-minute Boots of Traveling Hex, I think?
And he had a Lincolns as well.
Yeah,
he was so very farmed. But it was still a really good fight by LGD. But yeah, it was not enough. But this game seems like it's going to go for quite some time, I feel. Because after making that mistake in middle, you'll be losing the Spectre means that they need to be very cautious. Before that, they had a very huge advantage, but now it's more of a... I still think they have the advantage even though DK has the Aegis and Cheese, but they did...
Is up 12k gold and 10k experience, but yeah, I would, especially in the team fights, that's where Newbee should be stronger if you get the initiations.
Yeah, the goal advantage that little is really negligible at this point. The team fight is what's going to win Newbee the game, and Spectre is going to be able to build maybe one more item before the next fight. The diffusers, or maybe... I think diffusers is his first option. Top lane. Are they going to go in?
Centaur, oh, both teams backing off. Oh, he's gone BKB Lincolns. So now he's very difficult to focus in fights. If Burning gets another damage item, and maybe he's got a buyback for the next fight, as 3 lives, but this time with a lot more survivability and damage items, that's where maybe he can just like instantly kill like the... They got the gem here, they have spotted him out, and both teams just both teams just in the game of chicken, they both turn away instantly.
Newbee is also worried about fighting when not everyone is there. If they lose a fight now, it's gonna be really devastating for them.
Manta for now, which is the bigger overall damage output item. If you're getting Desolate damage, way more damage that way than the Diffusal Blade. But
yeah, I was feeling like the Diffuser could be useful against the Chen Sandbag since you can purge it off. But yeah, he's gonna go.
Can you purge off the Centaur?
What? Purge off the Centaur? I haven't tried it before, but I don't think you should be able to purge off the Centaur. I don't know. But I know you can purge off the Sandbag. The Sandbag can be purged for sure.
Team fights sometimes to tell. Oh, they've seen MMY, I think. Blinked the hill, but there's an Observer here for the Radiant. And they're... throws the dagger out.
Yeah, the Hex on Invoker will make sure they'll be able to pick the Spectre off right now. So he needs to be extra cautious wherever he's going around the map. He still has buyback for the next fight.
Look at Burning. He's got BKB. He's just hoping they go on him, I guess. Although he... more just trying to take every bit of farm away from LG to just gotta keep on one LG Newbee. It's possible.
Yeah, he has finally the Director has his BKB. The next fight is his initiation will be like if he pulls in the Weaver. I think the Invoker is the primary target he wants to pull since the Weaver has Aegis, BKB and the Link and everything. So maybe if they can pick off the Invoker from the start, it's the best way for them to start the fight.
So they get counter initiation or send back. But even if they send back, he's out of the fight, so...
Certainly, that's the thing about... Yeah, that's the thing about
you're right,
going BOT against this lineup. It's very good.
Walko dagger. He's still a ways off from completing his inventory though. We'll see what he makes. Very defensive build. I think he might at least one, maybe even 2 damage items before he's fully ready. But let's go. He's not too worried about a death, but don't want to play this either.
Yeah, the Mushi was at top too.
They actually almost got an nerf on range there. Just out of range of it. I
Yeah,
guess.
he was moving way too quick for the Nyx to chase up.
Double damage.
You. My apologies, Mike.
It's okay. It's okay. Just
Where am I there? So. Good food around here. I think with Creed Bike the other night. Oh,
do you have Gogi, but
Is that a chain?
yeah, it's quite a popular chain, even in Korea. I don't feel hurt.
Maybe we do? I haven't heard of it. It's quite a name.
It's okay if you don't have that. I don't mind settling down for Papa John's.
No, we have a good Asian food here. Oh, BKB. They've gone in on MMY, Firefly, and... Can't person. The Chen was right next to him, and they've haunted forward for this kill. Lamb, no force step. He's got a Hand of God, though. Now they pop Central. They've beaten it in. That's it, out of range of the dodge, and it was with a BKB, dragging it. It reads down one, but Hal's pretty low Debbie, but he's just getting pushed around like a ping pong ball. 4-step left, 4-step right. Burning's still healthy on the flip side of the fight, but if he gets stunned, he's dead. He will go down. He already popped the Aegis for this fight, and, well, now the Blake sensor stops as he tries to back into the fray. He does! He rejoins the fight. This time it's a good time lapse, a good return to the fight for Burning. KJ's gonna fall here. Rubik comes in, but it'll probably be the death of Banana as well. Actually does manage to steal Sakuchi, and escape, but then they mush down mid. Spectre buyback, no hunt. That right. And your Vici also no. Actually, he does buyback. So 2 attacks out of 3. These poor heroes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Back up with the Mushi. I don't know if they want to focus Mushi. There's a sendback here. Yeah, these sendbacks.
They just need the diffuser,
The
seriously. Constantly sending Mushi in as bait, he initiates and the Chen sends him back before that, and he just like comes back. He gets a free initiation. If they get a very good stomp on like multiple heroes, then they fight. If they don't get a good stomp, they just back off. It's like a free ticket.
Ride the lamb train and then get spun back to your home ground and turn to the fray only when you're ready. I think what's interesting about that fight as well is I think Weaver's a bit underrated as a late game hero because of the buyback time lapse. Kills, but buyback time lapse late game on Weaver in some fights and makes a difference.
Oh, here comes the director. He's gonna go in. Oh no, he's gonna die.
He's gonna die dirty very quickly. Shall we? Mushi's at full HP. This Centaur is. Oh, hasn't popped yet. Sun should come through. Almost clean. Yeah, he's forced to retreat out. Burning is running. They'll get Mushi here. But a bat for Centaur seems like an even trade.
For position 3. Maybe I would say it's a bit more to DK's favor since they have to blow the horn to get the kill. They wasted more resources for that. Really pushes DK when you have the Centaur down anyway, so the horn will be up soon when the Centaur comes out of his...
It's like going Yalner on his Invoker. They want a secondary core for here. They're gonna have it. He's gonna hit quite hard. Big max sword, and he throw Burning. That's a lot of damage. Shield for the Centaur,
Yeah,
so Mushi is truly untargetable in these fights. They cannot afford to target Mushi.
It's actually a really good way of using. I was thinking the charge on either the Invoker or the Weaver doesn't seem very intimidating at all. Then, oh yeah, they have a Centaur.
So has like 3,300 health, he's got evasion, he's got pipe, and additional magic resistance from it, and now he's got the overcharge buff, so... But, can you ignore Centaur? I think it's to some extent, but like, just that stomp that really concerns you.
Like, he's not doing too much right-click damage after he gets his stomp and double edge, yeah.
It's not right-click very
he
hard.
does not right-click hard. But when he gets I think when he gets a Shiva, he'll be very annoying in the fights. It's gonna be very useful for him. Like, he can just blink in and cause a lot of havoc, and the Minus attack speed aura will be very useful against the DK and the Spectre.
Fresh Aegis here for burning. So far, the Aegises haven't been that effective. I think the last one actually expired. I didn't see him use it in the fight, but their way and didn't really do a whole lot. The other one he just died and was forced to buy back after wasting the Aegis, but we'll wait and see.
Like if he's like a bit more farm, maybe the last few Aegis would have been much more useful. But yeah, he's not been having the best games, getting caught out early. But he's gonna have one more item slot to build on. Maybe he still dies fairly quickly when he doesn't have BKB, since he takes a lot of damage from Dispersion and the Desolate.
Like, they need this Aegis advantage for the Wii to take these late game fights. Because he'll probably have to buy back.
Heart maybe. Yeah, maybe he gets a heart now. I think if he gets more damage, he still dies very easy. So I feel he needs something to make sure that he's sustaining himself throughout the fights and not easily burst down during just one lasso or just one Dragonite stun.
Is out. He's kept his farm up quite well. They're still trailing.
If I tell you that he's the only guy that's a virgin now, he's 0 death.
Man, confession of winter about Moo's sexual history.
Okay, that's not very appropriate, but yeah. Okay, he's 0 death. That's all I wanted to say.
That was like what you said there was very different from what I thought you were saying.
It's actually a habit that I have. It's like in Malaysia. It's a Southeast Asian thing. Okay, I shouldn't have used that.
Haven't played yet in the game. Nice.
Yeah, that's what not very appropriate. Sorry.
Just stop here. Let's pretend this conversation never happened with her. And we'll go on with the so DK now. 49 minutes in. Almost the entire game, ever since like the 5-minute mark, but they haven't ended the game yet. They haven't broken the base. They're up against a really strong league. As Visage has pretty good. King J a very strong late game support on the Visage, and your Rubik's getting a pretty bad farm to be honest, but Moose kept them. And now zone. Sure, he's got familiar backup here, but there's an impale, and now a Mushi's done. And this stun fucking invoker ain't going anywhere. Whoa. Off on his own.
He was like so far out of the map without them even seeing. They have only did like this ward here on the river, saying there's no one nearby, but yeah, there's no lane wards and anything. The other 2 wards are at the bottom side of Newbee's map, so he had very little intel that who else was nearby at all, but he was so far out.
Your Dispersion doesn't feel powerful when everyone's tanky. Now the MKB's up and burning. Oh, he hits hard. There's an instant buyback. It's a headlong retreat, but they last one by says Invoker down right up the bat. Might become soon. Coming to the back wave. While that's happening, they brought down Birdie once, but he popped BKB. He'll retreat out. A nice place, been eagled for good. 2 hero hill, but it looked like Newbee are too tanky thus far. Now the Deputy Blast. Behold Meatball! And now they're on a retreat. Burning though, low as well. Forced to back. They drop him down. Oh, Blinky Impale once get on 2. And now Bananaster to turn the fight around. He hits 2 as well. They bring down the Weaver. Burning's fallen. Can he buy back? No buyback gold. Sunstrike. Actually, I don't think. Just didn't quite have the damage output there. And Xiaowei keeps on fighting against Mushi, but he gets sent back. But this crazy fight. No! Ice? No, not quite enough for the kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, so who's buyback there? Spectre bought back and Invoker bought back.
Twice judged.
Coming off cooldown. Sunshine is coming off cooldown. He might just nail him at the base.
Just short.
Oh my, that was so close.
Have buyback, although I think they would have been Rex off of it, but yeah, just a little bit for the mark.
Use the cheese. They passed him the cheese after he lost his Aegis, but he didn't manage to use the cheese.
Did Dragonite get first death of the game there? Yes, he did. He spilt blood.
Yeah.
He's 4-1-10 now.
That's what I was worrying about the Weaver. He actually went for like, he completed MKB instead of the Heart. That's why he was very weak if he got locked down. He was very easy to die. But he was like worried that his team didn't have enough damage either. Because like the Spectre has the evasion already up.
Mushi. This is where it gets hard to ignore him. Finally got in the late game Fusel Blade. How went for a value Preach game intro?
A lot of value. I can't really say too much about that evasion. It's really strong on Spectre.
Here's your Chen Scepter as well. So
he actually went for Scepter?
They slightly won that fight mid. If they want to fight, this time they don't have to go back to base. Chen can just, even if he needs to buy back, just buy back. Start spamming his heal every 30 seconds to sustain the push.
It's not actually a very strong pickup for the Chen. I feel like late game situation, sometimes getting a Hex, because Scepter is not cheap at all, getting a Hex would be much more game changing factor instead of having a Scepter.
It's a hell for the Spectre. Yeah. He is a bit squishy.
The heal is very good against long sustained fight against Spectre.
Fight, and there's no buyback on the Spectre, and DK know it. They're gonna walk right in. The stun is there, it is on the mark, and now the BKB get popped. They lasso up. And they focus him down, they need this Invoker dead. He is dead, he's got no buyback. Spectre standing strong on the sidelines, Banana, he steals the stop, and it looks like the fight's actually going Newbee. They haven't. He's tanky, but Spectre is him, and they keep on chasing. But now, Kate finds a way onto the backline. They bring him. Meanwhile, your Centaur goes down, but he does have buyback, and Burning starts to give chase. He's here. If he can just start focusing, he goes down. It could be the end for Newbee in this engagement. The Nick buys back as well. Can they bring down Burning? He cheeses. Still dropping fast. The stomp comes through Mushi, canceling it, casting it again. You're juking through the trees. Moose so low. They have kills off the mark. Moose to get that stuff off. Can't do it. TP's out to safety. Once again, another topsy-turvy fight that feels fairly even in the end.
With Mushi missing his stomp on... He stomped nothing because the BKB managed to... The DK managed to drop it, open his BKB before anything happened, yeah. That was a very bad engagement, a bad fight to start with, but they still somehow managed to kill off the supports behind. We were going in and killing off the two weaker heroes versus the Rubik and the Research.
Look at it, Newbee got a power, DK lost 2 core, and they Vici, and they got 2 supports in return, so...
Did anyone?
I think it's Newbee's win, I guess.
Newbee win there. No one buy back.
Something where you can say, like, that's a game fight.
Did anyone buy back? Oh, actually, Nyx spot out.
He announces all.
Nyx
on
and
so they
Mushi
lost support and Newbee. Okay, so... 3 heroes dead, 2 cores, and the P's used. Kill power. Newbee off. Hopefully a big Ruby, but...
another quick Roshan spawn as well, LD. They are...
It's very frag now, 2-17.
Hon is up, so they can just take a fight right now.
In a minute. A minute and the 203rd goal, but it's very close to it. Spawned and DK are taking it. They'll walk towards the pit, they'll look to clear it out.
You see the Roshan spawn? That's Chen creep, right?
Well, that's the Chen creep.
It's countered with the familiars, I didn't see.
Just from him, but it was here. Just can't really hit mid to the roach area. No one's pushing out top. Slowly. And now Xiao Perch in position. Both teams.
5 seconds before he tries to find an opening.
Here. DK a vision. So too actually
That is the king of the hills if you fight at the Roche pit.
Right now though.
It's gonna clear out the Necrobook, so this is still a really good pickup for them. It's also the presence of the books in the fight is also very annoying for the supports to deal with too.
Are they just gonna... They can't really defend top. If they TP anyone out here, I guess Spectre can haunt. Spectre can haunt in, but
yeah,
then he won't have the buyback hunt is the problem.
and the lanes. Yeah, but like you said, if he uses his horn that way, then he can't use the buyback plus the horn to come back instantly to the fight. He wants to do that because that is gonna be the one that deals the most damage. Mushi, is he gonna get stomped?
And he's got keep him surprised. Even Mushi, I guess, just not really wants to focus with the backside.
Yeah, he's too tanky. He's too tanky for them to go. It takes too long for them to kill. They want to kill the first target. They want to kill is the Invoker and the Chen. These two.
He has had a laser focus on that Invoker 2 fights in a row. Instantly just goes on his face and lassos him into the team and kills him.
Like target, like if he's down, the Weaver and the Centaur can't really kill anyone. He's the main source of lockdown, him and the Nyx Assassin. And the Chen is there to protect everyone. So the Centaur and the Weaver is actually the targets they don't want to go on first. They need to clear out the other 3 heroes. Oh no. Oh, Spectre is the first one leading the way. Oh no,
You know if he's the hero you want to go on first, so this could end up going poorly for DK if they blow too much. The last two comes in, and I say something gets fun. The Buybacker, but now Mushi gets focused. The Spectre also falling. He buys back to both cores, right back into it. Well, time left is right back, and Kenny just focused down. They purge Mushi, slowing him. Big problem here. Side just working perfectly on the fight. Can't find a good angle. And he does not have buyback. A minute on cooldown. Doesn't hold either. And now it's a headlong chase towards top. Maybe towards mid? No, he's. Maybe he'll backdoor the racks at that point. But this will be Roche, Aegis Cheese for Newbee, and possibly Game. They might just be able to throw it after this. 90 seconds.
Oh yeah, he doesn't even, his buyback, does he have enough gold? Oh no, he doesn't even have enough gold when it comes on cooldown, so it doesn't really matter.
Stunned up here, Heaven's Halberd with the Lincolns here. Nicely done, but not enough to get the kill. I say size, he's chasing, he gets great build though. He's all of a sudden very slow from the defusal plate. Stun, dies! For 70, no evoker for 100.
Oh.
But they might as well here. They're just giving up too many bodies at this point. He really burning. Maybe he should just settle here for somebody else. No, he dead Lincoln's up. Last wasted.
I think the DK would have survived that if the Rubik actually telekinesis the Weaver instead of the Nyx Assassin. But he was worried that he had Lincolns maybe. But his Lincolns was actually on cooldown.
Going in now, and Xiaowei does have a Ghost Scepter here. They're just gonna try and stall this out as much as possible. Do they have a gem for the time they do? Lift them up, but there's no last one. Burning those with no lasso, there's just no fighting here. The Xiaowei's the one who goes down, drops the gem as well, buys back instantly, but he's buying back with less over 15 seconds. The Rubik's gonna drop as well. Burning is turning. And he focuses on. He's over. Heaven's help, and he just goes in. Still fighting his way out. Time left doesn't do enough. He goes down again. No buyback on Burning. That's like 5 zeros hitting the deck without buyback this game. And meanwhile they're coming in from mid. Hal's just diving them so well. The creeps right through. He's gonna take Rex. Right, so they get a single Rex. Yeah, now. No Weaver for 100. Fine, for 30. And now the loss is back up. The PK's up. Oh wait, boots up. To take 2 Rex. This might be for Newbee to take the game. I don't see them defending without either of their cores. They'll try though. They'll give it one last good shot. Blink it for Moshi. He does get the stun off. He's sent back. Newbee, just ignore this. Focus on the objective. That's your Rex. The tier 3 falling fast. Okay. Put up, and now the Shivas come through. But Hal's gonna take that lane of Rex here. He dies. He also doesn't have buyback though. He's slowed down a bit. Mood has come driving through, gets off a stun, then retreat quickly while Mushi's in hot pursuit. Tornado connects on 2. The meatball splash exposed. He's right on his side, and I his fault. Still no buyback. This looks like the end. Mushi though, return, standing strong. He charges for Mushi, and he brings down the Spectre, who also lacks for buyback. In 30 seconds. Sure, they got my X. Isn't enough. Who's gonna drop here as well? Oh, the double in. The Lakers are targeting it. The player's getting a bit frantic. The ping are wildly flying out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
X in the end.
Yeah, they overextended for the second, but I can't really blame them for that because burning was down. I didn't expect them to lose the fight, but they were actually really low on mana and HP, and they just were overconfident. And the good thing, actually not the good thing, like the way the fight started, they pick off Ice. That's why they thought they could do it without the two big cores. But Centaur was doing so much damage actually.
Dire's top tower has
Sailor, he's actually winning the man fight with Spectre. At least like Spectre's not 100%.
Yeah, the return is like based on his strength. He has so much strength right now. Returns like 22.
With the old returns never would have happened though. Just flat.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
22 plus 100, so it's actually around 130 per strike for the return now.
Disperse as well? Does it? I think so.
Disperse works with area damage. Oh, King J.
This is ultimate DK, charging them going straight for the they're gonna throw it. There's no Spectre here, there's no Dragon Knight here. DK are doing one too many buybacks, the respawns at the right moment, and Oshi sends them out. Well, earning eyes on the pot. The last of one, they'll try and stall, but it's only out as well, and the GG's come out. DK 63 minutes.